Hey, good morning, sports fans. Louis Diamond live in our Las Vegas handicapping studios, filling in for Mr. Brad Stein today. He'll be back again with us tomorrow. And I am joined with some fantastic handicappers. Going to run down today's football schedule, talk a little college football, talk a little pro football, talk a little college basketball as well. If you've been following, this system has been on fire, just cracking the book over the head. And if you haven't been cracking the book over the head with these college basketball games, your time is running out because I'm pretty much done with giving all these damn winners away for free. So but today you still get them. There's 3 plays out there. You can go to BettorCenter.com on Facebook and you can get those plays. But before we get into all that college basketball stuff, let me introduce and the college football stuff and all the winners we had over the past. We got a nice highlight reel to show you as well today. You've missed a lot if you haven't subscribed, so please do. On YouTube at Louis Diamond, you can subscribe there or here on Facebook so you can get these videos and pop them up as soon as we come to you with the goods. All right, joining me today, Mr. Tony Gulledge, Ross Benjamin, and Chip Chirimbes, the 3 wise men of the handicapping world. Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing, Chip?
I'm doing wonderful. How are things at BettorCenter?
BettorCenter is getting better. So it is taking a little time to put all the pieces together. But the picks are out there on display today, and they're available to you. And I know, Chip, you are 22-10 in the NFL right now on the what's the name of that play you got going? Tell us about it. 22-10, and you got a play tonight, right?
Yeah, I have a play. That is my standalone games on Thursday nights, Sunday nights, and Monday nights, and the Rams Patriots fit the bill tonight. We've posted a side on the game, so just log on, follow the buy links, and become a winner.
All right. Thank you, Chip. And Tony Gulledge, you've been crushing with the Bookie Busters. How you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. Last one Tuesday, clean winner with Iowa college basketball as they took down my Heels. That made Bookie Buster plays 11-4 since the inception of the BettorCenter site. We do have one like Chip. I've got a call onto the game tonight. The Patriots and the Rams. It is going to be my Bookie Buster play in the NFL. Really like this side. I think it's going to be a clean winner. So get on over there and check it out, guys.
All right. And Mr. Ross Benjamin, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a little while. And how the game's treating you, my friend?
Well, thank you for having me, Louis Diamond, the first junior. The games are treating me okay, Louis. I have a NFL winning total tonight in that contest between the Rams and the Patriots. And this season alone, I've gone 10-3 with my NFL totals picks. And that includes going back to last year. I won my last 3. I should say, including going back to last year, I won my last 3, which makes me 13-3 with my last 16 NFL totals. I did have a college basketball 10-star top play up tonight, but unfortunately, Tony Gulledge just let me know the game I was going to use that we were on opposite sides of got canceled. But anyway, the NFL total is up. My college basketball 10-star top plays 4-0 this year, 9-0 my last 9 going back to last year. So things are going well, Louis.
All right. Well, that is very good to hear, Ross. And let's keep the games rolling. Keep them rolling. And let's keep the winners rolling. So why don't we get right down to it? And let's just start with that NFL matchup tonight. We got the Patriots. They're at the Rams. And I'll tell you what, I'm finally excited. I mean, this could be a really good game. You know, here you got Cam Newton. Listen, he's tearing it up now. Big win last week. Short week. I mean, really big win. Are they going to be able to? I know they got Belichick, and he knows how to keep everybody in check. But, you know, are they going to be able to pull it off against this defense, this Rams defense? Are they going to be able to put There's no way they're putting 45 on the board. I'm wondering how many they may even be able to put on the board. So let's get some opinions from the guys, and then I'll throw a little bit more afterwards. But what are you thinking, Chip?
I think this game is destined to stay under the total, with the Rams defense being what it is. Although they have a number 4 rated, I don't know if it's number 4, but they have an offense getting 390 yards a game. But turnovers have really hurt them offensively. Their ratio to points to yards is not good. It's probably one of the worst in the leagues. But I don't see the Patriots being able to put many points on the board. Cam Newton's passing ability is limited nowadays, and with the defense that the Rams can put on the field, if they can shut down the running aspect of the Patriots game and Cam Newton, it might be a long night.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that kind of vibe, but I don't have a big vibe for it because I'm a Belichick backer. I mean, when you're a gambler, you look for consistency, and if you look in the dictionary, there he is, right there under that word. So you try to find ways to ride on his coattails. But the Patriots are 1-6-1 the last 8 games following an ATS win. What does that mean to you, or what does the game mean to you tonight, Mr. Gulledge, the Red Rifle? Shoot.
Yeah, love the nickname. Better than the alternate we were discussing before the show. That's for damn sure.
In this
game, you get 2 strong defenses from the way I'm looking at this in terms of a slow dragging game. So, I mean, I would definitely lean under for this play. 13-3, a rematch of that Super Bowl. And as you recall, Belichick just knows how to frustrate these kind of younger quarterbacks, man. He can watch the film. He'll look and see where he's most comfortable going, and he will make sure that person is not available to give the ball to. He will force everybody else to make a play. And McVay seemed to have struggle a lot. I think he as I recall, he said he overcoached. He overthought the game, and that's what his struggle was. And I think he was just trying to make an internal rationalization of why he got outcoached so much in that Super Bowl. But he did. He really got outcoached. And it's going to be a lower scoring game. I just feel like there are going to be longer possessions. I know how Cam likes to run the long, 15-play drives, take 7-8 minutes off the clock. And the Rams this season, that's kind of their MO. They're more inclined to take longer drives. I've seen them take 6-7 minutes off the clock and punt. So, I mean, definitely see an underplay here for the actual spread and who I think is going to win. Check out the play at the BettorCenter site. But definitely under has a good ring to it tonight.
All right, Tony's got a little bit of love for the under along with Chip, and I got a little vibe on it, but I can't go all, it's a low number. We're down to 44 right now, and you got to play on this, Ross, and hopefully, nobody gave anything away because got a couple guys leaning on the under, but I'm worried because it's a low number. So, but what about a side? What are your thoughts on the side?
Yes, Lewis, I do have the total on that game up at your site right now, BettorCenter.com. And again, folks, 13-3 with my last 16 NFL totals picks. As far as the side goes, Lou, one thing about the Rams this year is they're consistently inconsistent. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but you look at their track record this season, they put a couple wins together, they lose, they look great one week, they stink the next, they lose to San Francisco 2 weeks ago, then they turn around and win at Arizona in an impressive manner. So it's hard to trust a team like that, especially laying points. On the other side of the coin, Cam Newton is not the passer he once was, as Chip touched upon. But he also doesn't have any receivers. I mean, Julian Edelman has been taken out of the equation. They have nobody that could stretch the field vertically. And on the Rams side, the receivers are good. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. But they're missing that Brandon Cooks type of receiver, in my estimation. A guy who could stretch the field, take the top off of defense, and keep defenses honest. If you look at the Rams this year, a lot of their passing yards come by way of their screen game, which they're real good on. Not only the traditional screen pass to the running back, but those bubble screens out to the wide receivers. So, and we know Belichick, if you show some tendencies the way LA has shown this year, he could neutralize what your strengths are in a hurry. If New England can run the ball, which they average 151 a game, one of the best in the NFL, they'll stay in this game. If they can't and they fall behind and they have to get one-dimensional, depend on their passing game and Cam Newton, they're going to be in trouble, Louis.
Yeah, they need to get into the red zone because that seems to be where they're getting their points with Cam running the ball into the end zone. So it'll be interesting to see how often they will be able to do that. Yeah, you make some great points. No receivers there. Not much of a supporting cast, but you want to know something? They got the best coach in football, and they are in a playoff run, but big blowout last week. So personally, I got to see a little lean on them Rams. I just don't like playing against Mr. Belichick. So now let's make that segue into college football, because we've got a couple college football games here tonight. But, Ross, I'm going to stick with you before we even get into the games. I know this Ohio State's got it's under your craw a little bit. Go for it. Ohio State, what do you think?
Look, I don't want to take things out on Ohio State because, the kids go out and they play the games they're scheduled to play, and they win them decisively, and they're 5-0. So now the College Football Playoff Committee gets together at the beginning of the year, and they say, well, look, we're dealing with an unprecedented situation here. There's going to be teams that play 6-7 games, and other teams are going to play 11 or 12. How do we handle that? How do we make it fair? Well, let's start by saying we need to have teams play a minimum 6 games to be considered for the college football playoff. Well, lo and behold, Ohio State 5-0 going into this week, and Michigan comes up with COVID-19 issues, and now all of a sudden the game gets canceled, and here we are with Ohio State 5-0, well deserving of the ranking, okay, but the rules were in place. They needed to play 6 regular season games minimum. Well, they go back to the drawing board, and lo and behold, they revoke the original agreement they came upon and said Ohio State is worthy of the ranking and it should be considered for the college football playoff. Now, here's my thing, okay? This creates a mess. Now, I'm not saying that Ohio State isn't deserving. That's not what I'm saying. And I have nothing against the university as a whole. Although, in Louis' mind, I'm sure, Michigan, who can't beat them under Harbaugh, probably put it to him, right, Lou? I would imagine you feel that way. That they put it to him and said, hey, let's get this game canceled. And now Ohio State can't qualify. Well, that got all mixed. Anyway, wait, let me finish.
I would agree.
I was just joking with you. But
yeah, I know, but I'm not.
All right, so I knew that was coming. Having said that, here's my thing. Now, what happens if Clemson beats Notre Dame and Florida beats Alabama in the ACC and SEC title games? And I'd like to hear the Red Rifles' opinion on this, because now we're going to have those 4 teams at 1-1, and Ohio State probably going to win against Northwestern in the Big Ten title game to make them 6-0. Which one of those 4 teams do you leave out? This goes back to this, because Ohio State's only played 5 games. Why, if you're going to change that ruling, why can't you expand the playoffs to at least 8 teams? Okay? And I was a proponent of this from the get-go. I think you should have 16 teams in this thing, okay? And hear me out, guys. Division I, 14 playoff. FCS, which is a step under Division I, 2014 playoff. Division II, 2014 playoff. Division III, 2014 playoff. All 3 of those divisions under Division I play 10 regular season games and are able to play a extended playoff, which I think is great. Division I, when you ask the to-be men in charge, why are we only having a 14 playoff? Well, we don't want to interrupt the kids' testing time because that's when they take their first semester test. Well, let me ask you guys a question. Is a test at Mount Union any easier than the ones that they're taking at Oregon, or are they the same? Okay, I don't get that. They're just a hypocritical organization. It's all about the money. Okay, could you imagine now a 16-team, an 8-team playoff right now? Now, the 4 teams that are on top right now are pretty secure in where they're going to be at the end of the year, barring Ohio State losing to Northwestern. Then you're going to add in teams like Texas A&M. You're going to add teams in like a Cincinnati if they go undefeated. You're going to add in a team like Florida, even if they lose to Alabama in the SEC title game. How much more exciting would that be? Are we really looking out for the best interest of the sport, the fans, the universities, and these kids? No, it's all about the money. To me, what college football should do, the presidents of all these Division I universities should get together and say, let's take the NCAA out of the equation. Let's form our own organization and do things the way we want to do. That's all I got for you guys.
Very interesting rant, Mr. Benjamin. Red Rifle, pull the trigger.
What do I think? I mean, obviously they're doing it for the money. Big Ten, these conferences get a lot of cash for appearance in the playoffs. So obviously they're going to adjust the rules. They kind of made the rule on the fly, and I'm sure I knew they were going to adjust it on the fly. And you mentioned the Michigan. They were talking about that a couple weeks ago, that Michigan was going to back out of that game. So that was not even a surprise. They acted like, no, we're going to play. And then, of course, they back out. You kind of could see it coming. You know, they weren't talking about it 2 weeks ago by accident, right? You know, you kind of could see. They're like, hey, look, if we back out of this game, they won't have 6. You know, everybody could see it coming. And I figured when it happened, they were going to change. They're not going to leave Ohio State out. There'd be no Big Ten team in there. And you're speaking of the brass, like the Swafford in the ACC, Delaney in the Big Ten. Those guys have been there since the 80s. Since I was in college, graduated in 1990, those same dudes were around then. So imagine how much power they have and what decisions get made. They're the ones that probably decide to play at all. Man, the SEC guys, but those guys haven't been there as long, but still big power conferences are going to move the needle. You got Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame. So we're guessing Clemson will beat Notre Dame. You know, they'll both have one loss to each other. Both get in, Alabama and Ohio State. And contractually, maybe they should add a few more. It wouldn't hurt, right, to add them more. I'm for that. But I'm just trying to think of their – see, I know in a normal year they're going to say the bowl games, you know, we've got contractual obligations to play a game, blah, blah, blah. You know, word it how you want to play – the Sun Bowl in El Paso or the Blue Bonnet Bowl, wherever the hell Houston. So they're going to throw that at you. But for me, I don't take it too personal. I think at the end of the day, you're probably going to get the best 4 teams. I think Ohio State's better than a Texas A&M, Cincinnati. You can name, I mean, maybe Cincinnati gives them a decent game. It'd be great because it's kind of an in-state rivalry. That would be a good. Just have a play-in game. You know, Ohio State, Cincinnati, winner gets in, just to add one more game. You know, how cool would that be? So yeah, we could do a ton of things, but at the end of the day, they're just going to go with the easiest solution, and that's just to have those 4 teams in the playoff in a crazy year. They're probably just hoping to keep it together till then, and that's just my opinion. I mean, I understand the frustration of others. I get it, you know, but I try to not allow it to drag me down. Or I try to put a positive spin on damn near everything.
Yeah, you know what,
right.
Tony? Let me just say this. Let me get this in. I don't take it personally. I'm just voicing my opinion on what I see as being right and wrong. And we're in the sports betting industry, so I can give 2 hoots about the Blue Bonnet Bowl, the Crystal Bowl, the Toilet Bowl. That these teams that are 6-6 against 6-6 playing. How great would it be for our industry, the sports betting industry, if you expanded to an 8 or 16 team playoff? Okay. So no, I'm not losing any sleep over it, but when you ask my opinion, it's a strong one. And if I talk with a little bit of emotion, that doesn't mean I take it personal. So But I do like some of your points, Tony. But again,
I feel your pain, man.
there's a fine line between staying positive and voicing a strong opinion. So
I feel your pain. I do understand your point of view, though. I definitely understand it, and I acknowledge it's a point of view. But at the end of the day, I just don't think it's something that they're going to make happen at the snap of the finger, as opposed to
they made Ohio State eligible at snap of the finger.
Right, they modified the rule that was made to start the season.
You're contradicting yourself. And again, and all due respect, Tony, because I love you, you know that. But it's the same. It's the same thing, buddy. You know what I mean? They made Ohio State eligible at the snap of a finger. I mean, again, what's the difference? Yeah.
All right, Chip. What do you think? Let's get Chip on. Chip, come on, give Chip a chance.
I think when they made the rule for it to be 6 games, they were thinking that they were the smartest people on the planet, and the educators have to turn an egg on their face and have to rescind their own brilliance. So now that's the way. I just think it's a joke, and I think what Ross said about having an independent organization run college football as opposed to the universities is probably the best thing that can happen to all of NCAA sports.
I'll wholeheartedly agree with that. They've proven time and again that. Yeah, no, they've proven the NCAA has proven time and time again that
NCAA
it's all about the money. All about the money, not about the kids, not about the education. It's about them dollars. But not with everybody. Follow the money. Meet the man, the Wizard of Oz. He's there, but nobody wants to follow the Old Brick Road. Anyways, let's show. Go ahead. If you got something, Ross, finish it off.
No, I'm good. I appreciate you guys chiming in. No, thank you. Thank you for all chiming in. I want to know what about you, Louis? What about the conspiracy theory with Michigan? Did you make the phone call?
Listen, at the end of the day, Michigan knew that they could not fix this game at any level. That's all I can tell you. So they can have they can get all the swamp creatures they want behind it, but the game still has to get played. So, all right, but that'll always be my opinion. It's always a conspiracy first, then let them talk you out of it. So let's show everybody. There's my guy. He's right there. Boom, boom, boom. He's running the show. And I'm a witness. Anyways, that's another show.
ACC, there's an ACC game tonight. We could talk about the Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a second. Let's do this first. Let's show what the players missed last week. We got a nice reel rolling. Eugene, fly it out there for us.
I think the play here is on Detroit. I'm going to try it. I've been cashing with this angle. I'm going to do it again. Give me Detroit here.
It's senior day, so a little bit of emotion on their side. I'm going to take TCU here over Oklahoma State.
I would lay it before I would take it, and you know I'm not a big favorites player, so maybe this game should stay under the total.
I think they're going to cover the 2.5 today. I'll back the Rams in this one.
Virginia Tech, I think, is just going to set up to get a beating here today, and I really like Clemson to get the job done, cover this number.
This might be a lot tighter game and tougher game than most people think. I lean toward Cleveland here. I really do. Beware if you're going to be on the Titans.
And although NC State's not, top tier, they are, a decent little squad. NC State by 10 today.
Squares look at record. Professionals look at performance. Take the points here. The Redskins could easily win this game.
My basketball system, I only have 5 plays today. You're going to want to jump on these. There's only so much time left in this system. Hopefully you'll take that information to the book and cash the ticket and see us here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Brad Stein and the whole crew on BettorCenter Live. All right. Excellent week, gentlemen. And we've really been doing a great job laying it all out. And, thank you very much. And we see that we're getting more views. More people are starting to chime in. We appreciate you guys. Eventually, we're going to get out there and start making this a little bit more of an interactive show We're also going to be bringing in other handicappers, guest handicappers on the weekends. So we're going to be introducing a lot of new handicappers out there on the internet. If you feel you got the goods and you belong here, fire us an email. Let us know. We'll follow your picture a little bit. And if we feel like you got some goods, we'll bring it on the show. Simple as that. Weekends. So just let me know. All you got to do is fire me off an instant message or something like that. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not that hard to find. So Tony mentioned we got some college football here to talk about. We'll do that before we get into the college basketball. And we got Pitt and Georgia Tech here today. And since Tony's all excited about that game, I'm sure he's got an opinion on it. Pitt is minus up to 7. Open up at 5. Now it's up to 7. Totals 53.5 up to 55. But cross a couple key numbers, 6 and 7 there with Pitt. So now Pittsburgh is coming off the Clemson win. And I think there's a big trend with teams after the week after playing Clemson, they do well. So, but let's hear what you got, Tony.
Yeah, I was just going to note, I do have a play on. I took Georgia Tech and a touchdown in this game. I'm just noting that this game was rescheduled from earlier. This game was scheduled earlier in the season. Now it's being played at the end. I like the Georgia Tech running game picking up steam. At the end, they had 370-something yards against Duke in a clean win. And even last week in the NC State game, where you just showed the video, I called it a 10-point State win. State did win by 10. But Georgia Tech didn't play that bad defensively and ran for nearly 300 yards on NC State, which is no easy task. I think Pittsburgh, always skeptical of them as a road favorite. This is definitely one of those spots where I'm looking at them looking for, and I'm sure if Lou has some numbers, maybe. I know the one game they did cover the Florida State. That was recent. They were like a 1-point favorite. But the other two games where they had been favored, the BC game, they won 31-30. They barely escaped with a win. They did cover as an underdog. They got 12.5, barely covered the number against Miami. But then they did lose like a game. They played out of their competition. Pittsburgh, I think, as a favorite, is vulnerable to the upset. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia Tech won the game, but take the touchdown. I like Georgia Tech in this game.
All right, grabbing the points there. Chip, you have any? You agree? Disagree? Total? Where you at?
Yeah, what he said. No, I like Georgia Tech too. I took the points here. Pitt's been a little inconsistent. We've seen them get blown out against Notre Dame, and Georgia Tech's final game. I mean, they haven't had a great year. Let's face it. Since Johnson left, they haven't been the same. But I'll take the Engineers at home. All
right. I love guys with engineering degrees. So next would be Ross's opinion. Are you engineering
Well, you must not like me because I don't have an engineering degree. I think the only one who's got an engineering degree is the Red Rifle. So I would stick with his opinion. Has one.
Okay. I got.
He's not a handicapper though. He's not a handicapper though. So
no, but he's a hell of an engineer.
There you go.
Yes, right.
Mama, don't let your kids grow up to be handicappers. So anyway,
that's why we made an engineer.
I have no opinion on this game other than the fact that I'm going to ask Louis to give me a call once he gets a phone call on this game. So once you get that call, let me know, Louis. Otherwise, I don't have an opinion. And if I had to lean toward one side, I'm going to stick with the Red Rifle. So take Georgia Tech.
All right. So, I guess if I had to lean, I really don't have a very favorable opinion either way. Neither team really gives you much to work with. 2-8-1 for the Panthers. Their last 11 conference games, 3-9-1. Their last 13 overall, and they just 1-5 on the road. So now they're laying points. But the Yellow Jackets 4-10 at home. And 3-8 as a home underdog. So they're usually at home, and they're usually a dog. And when they don't cover the next week. 0-6 their last 6 games. So I refuse to make – I knocked over my microphone. I refuse to make this an alignment. So we are going to pass on this game. There we go. The excitement of nothing. So So, anyways, yeah, I will not confirm the alignment, but if I had to lean, you got to take the points in a matchup like this. All right, one other game on the college football board tonight is Florida Atlantic and Southern Miss. Florida Atlantic, another road favorite, opens up 7.5. They get some love up to 9.5. Might even hit the 10. Early start, 3:30 Pacific time. Total is 43. Boy, what a low number. And real low number in college football. Owls come in 9-2 on the road. Florida Atlantic, for those that don't know who they are, the Owls are. And the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss come in 3-9, their last 12 overall. So positive, negative trend there, something to start looking at. So let's see. What are you looking at, Mr. Chip Chirimbes?
Tell you the truth, I'm looking at Pitt and Georgia Tech. I still like Georgia Tech so much, I totally ignored this game. I didn't like the start time or the matchup. And the plus fact we had the NFL, I think I had enough on my plate for the day. I passed on this game.
Okay. It's okay to pass. It's football. All right. Bad joke, number one, out the window. Tony Gulledge, what do you got?
Basically the exact same thing. Ditto, Chip. I looked at this game, quickly dismissed it. It smells bad. It almost has a funky smell to it, like they want you to bet Florida Atlantic single digits. I didn't. I like the Georgia Tech, just like Chip, like Georgia Tech more than I even wanted to make an opinion on this game. I completely passed it. Maybe Ross has something for us here.
Well, Ross,
not really, Tony. Not really. It's a game I'm not going to use. You're looking at Florida Atlantic is only allowing 12 points per game this year. That was surprising to me when I just looked at this contest because I had no interest. They've gone under the total in 6 of their 7 games, while Southern Miss, on the other hand, they've gone under in 4 straight games now. But Louis brought it up. The total is where it's at right now. It opened, I believe, at 42.5. Now it's up to 43. When I see a reverse line movement like this, most of the money coming in on the under and the total go up a little bit and everything points to an under. My opinion would be is if you're going to play this game, go over the total and use a contrarian approach because it's never that easy. And that's what I got for you guys tonight.
While you were talking, Ross, I just pulled it up and looked. 5 of the 7 Florida Atlantic games, 5 of the 7, they've scored 30 points or less total. That's how low scoring their games have been. So, that's a lot. That's 70% of their games. They've scored 30 points or less between them. And it almost, like you say, the contrarian. That's been too easy. The finals of their games, I had 10-6. 24-3, 29, 10-6, 24-2, 20-3. All these, one team not even breaking single digits. So everything, and they've had the one game where it went 57, the Florida International game, and it was a big, quick start. So, I would say I feel like you, Ross. Now that we're talking about the game, if I was going to do anything with this, my gut says to go over the total because everybody's just assuming it's going to play out like every game that they've been playing lately. So maybe we agree on that part of it.
Well, if I have
I think the play here is on Detroit. I'm going to try it. I've been cashing with this angle. I'm going to do it again. Give me Detroit here.
It's senior day, so a little bit of emotion under.
Hey, show them that winner again.
All right. If there's anything I can offer in this game, it clearly seems like a Florida Atlantic teaser play. You're crossing some nice key numbers. You can get them down to as low as -2 if you tie them up. And I would probably just use that in a teaser. And, I guess with these guys on Georgia Tech, maybe tease them, get the points. Something to think about. Okay, so that's college football for today. Now college basketball, we'll just run real quick, and we'll actually use it as a most interesting play or college basketball. If you have something to offer here today, I have something to offer every day in college basketball. And if Eugene will put the record up there, this is documented. Guys, 96 wins, 67 losses, 7 pushes. That's a documented record. It's out there every day. out on Facebook. And I have 3 plays there today. Minnesota minus 17.5, East Carolina minus 13.5, and Mississippi minus 22.5. And please take advantage of those plays because I'm going to have to cut that off very soon. You guys have been getting a lot of love, and it's time for a little Louis love. So that's my thoughts on college basketball here today. I know Tony G has something rolling. You got something rolling with college baskets?
Yeah, I've got definitely got a best bet in college basketball. It's not my initial play. I think Ross mentioned we disagreed on a certain game that got postponed, the Mercer VMI game. But I'm going to go with East Carolina here. They're playing in Florida. The only thing I don't really like about this play, as I looked it over, but I fought it off and decided to bet it anyway, is North Florida's 0-6. I don't really like 0-6 straight up. And I don't really like banging on teams that are losing that hard. But in this case, North Florida covered their last game, close, disappointing, home loss. Now they're going to travel to an East Carolina team. Well, I think they're going to probably be mid to lower part of their conference, but an improvement. This is a team that's getting a little bit better. And they're getting better because they're starting to be able to score points. And I think that's what makes this spread not palatable. It's not a perfect spread. I'd like it to be a little lower, but I still think of the games you have today, I believe East Carolina is the one that's going to cover this number against a winless North Florida team. Probably still a little disappointed over a tough home loss last game. I like the Pirates of East Carolina as my most interesting play.
And that also ties in with one of my system plays. So we do have a college basketball alignment. And Chip, have you done any college? You've done some college basketball. I have seen that. And what are you thinking tonight? Anything out there standing out there? Whether you have a game or something to sell, let me know.
Well, I usually look for those high-profile games in college basketball, and I didn't see any out there today. I actually passed in the college basketball because I like the college football game so much. The idea is just to come up with a winner. You don't have to come up with a game in every sport. So I passed in the college basketball, and I still think that my Georgia Tech side is the side tonight. And, of course, we're selling the NFL winner on BettorCenter.com. And, it's a way to go if you're looking to make some money.
All right. So Tony doubles down on Georgia Tech. Chip triples down on Georgia Tech. And Ross, any college basketball, any doubling down, any backtracking? What do we have?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chip. San Diego State, number 24 at number 23, Arizona State. That's sort of high profile, I guess. Right now, Arizona State opened as a 4-point home favorite, and they're now down to 2.5. And I see money pouring in on the Aztecs. So when I see something like that and that kind of line movement, I'm going to go against the money, and I'm going to have a small lean here. Again, my 10-star top play in college basketball got canceled, as Tony alluded to. So as my most interesting play as a free pick today, I'm going to take Arizona State minus the 2.5 at home against San Diego State.
Hey Ross, you know why they don't account for those games as high profile, because it's 2 West Coast teams. And I always like to make fun in college basketball. When's the last time any team west of the Rockies has won an NCAA basketball title? I like to make fun of that. UCLA, the Tyus Edney, where they escaped the first round. Since then, when's the last time anybody out here? I'm in Arizona. When's the last time anybody's won a title? Lute won one in the 90s out here in Arizona. But other than that, they don't get the high profile because they don't win anything. So that's my take. That's my take on West Coast college basketball.
Yeah, I was just alluding to the fact they're both nationally ranked, but you're right, Tony.
So, all right. So there we go. Thank you, Ross, for another solid play there. Arizona State minus 2.5 is Ross's most interesting play of the day. And so you got a lot of winners here, guys. And we will be back tomorrow with Brad Stein with more winners because we got another big schedule. And joining us will be, I believe, the same 3 gentlemen. And we'll probably have Paul Bovi in again. Gave us the skins last Friday. Really looking forward to seeing what he put a ticket out on. And we'll see tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be here. So, but we will definitely be here. Hopefully you will be here. So please subscribe below. Lots of free winners. and will keep them coming. So this is Louis Diamond. Thank you very much for watching BettorCenter Live.